Today's program is brought to you by SunsetLakeCBD.com. It is our place here. I think it's safe for me to say it. I don't like to speak for other people, but it is our all of our favorite and really go-to source for CBD. SunsetLakeCBD.com. These folks started out as a dairy farm that has been providing and still provides dairy for Ben & Jerry's ice cream. They decided to diversify a couple years back. They started with regenerative farming practices that they developed with the University of Vermont. Their CBD is 100% pesticide-free. They use integrated pest management to deal with their pests. Their fertilizer, 100% organic, and their products are awesome. They have CBD gummies, CBDs. They have fudge infused CBD, or I should say CBD infused fudge, which is going to be I'm going to be hitting hard over the next week as I will be on vacation. They have CBD infused coffee, and then tincture, which is a big help for my problems with sleeping. They have a arnica and CBD salve that I use for a little bit for muscle aches, but mostly I use it just for like skin situations. And they have smokables. Matt, who was a CBD skeptic, particularly after he came back from California a couple of years ago. For a long time, he was talking about how he had a bad experience out there. Sunset Lake CBD sent him some smalls, and now he's a believer.
Yeah, both the smalls and the keef. You put that right in your grinder, mix it in. It's great. Great, nice little CBD kick.
You moved to the keef as well. I've had some of the pre-rolls. CBD is an interesting experience because it doesn't have the psychoactive part of cannabis, but it has this sort of like physical relaxation. It's a great company. They have great business practices, $15 minimum wage. They a mostly employee-owned company, and they are fans of the show, and they are giving you 20% off your purchase with the coupon code LEFTISBEST. One word, LEFTISBEST, at SunsetLakeCBD.com. Check out their CBD stuff. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. SunsetLakeCBD.com. LEFTISBEST, 20% off. Let's start the show.
The Majority Report with Sam Seder, where every day's Casual Friday. That means Monday is Casual Monday, Tuesday, Casual Tuesday, Wednesday, Casual Hump Day, Thursday, Casual Thurs, that's what we call it, and Friday, Casual Shabbat. The Majority Report with Sam Seder.
It is Friday, March 26, 2021. My name is Sam Seder. This is the 5-time award-winning Majority Report. We are broadcasting live steps from the industrially ravaged Gowanus Canal in the heartland of America, downtown Brooklyn, USA. On the program today, New Republic staff writer, host of The Politics of Everything, Alex Perrine will be joining us. And then later, writer, Twitterer, Carl Behar will be joining us to examine, in some sorts, I guess, my political ideology. Meanwhile, in Georgia, Republicans pass an anti-voting law which gives the Republicans structural ability to overturn election results in that state, among other things. Speaking of voting, Dominion Voting Systems is suing Fox News for $1.6 billion. New documents show that Amazon is, in fact, contrary to the Amazon News protestations, is in fact aware that its drivers are sometimes forced to pee in bottles. Joe Biden's first press conference, a massive fail for the media. Speaking of fail, Brazil hits a record for 100,000 coronavirus cases in a day. And in this country, coronavirus infections rising in 19 states. 30 states, meanwhile, face what is being described as a tidal wave of water shutoffs as state shutoff bans end. In Arkansas, the governor signs an anti-trans sports ban into law. A new report claims the U.S. military has been clandestinely burning toxic chemicals over the past 4 or 5 years in low-income neighborhoods. Lastly, Joe Biden looks to keep Trump's armed drone sales boosting policy. All this and more on today's program. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. Joining me, as always, Emma Vigeland. Emma, how are you today?
I am well today. Happy Friday.
Yes, I'm very excited.
And it's nice out today, so we've got 60-plus degree weather here in New York.
It is, spring has definitely sprung, without a doubt.
And by the way, also the Knicks came back and won last night, and the Rangers won 8-3 against the Flyers.
That's why Emma's in a good mood today.
A little bit of a double
That's why
feature
Emma's
for
in a
me
good
last
mood
night.
today.
Yeah.
Her sports teams have proven victorious.
It was big wins on both ends. That's all I got to say about that.
That's you're being very reserved. That's that's impressive. Meanwhile, in Georgia, following in the wake of really, in many ways, very surprising, at least to the outside world, wins by Democrats in Georgia in this last election cycle. The Republicans, who, remember, there are prosecutors in Georgia who are investigating Donald Trump's attempt to overturn the election. They realized, apparently, that attempting to overturn an election based upon the laws that existed as of 2 days ago was illegal. So they have changed the laws where they have essentially stripped the power of overseeing elections and given it to from elected representatives whose job it is to oversee elections, and given it to the Republican legislature. In other words, they were upset that Raffensperger, in many respects, did not act like Kemp did in his election against Stacey Abrams, which was he was the Secretary of State. He shut down a lot of polling places while he was also running as governor. And as you recall, Donald Trump asked Raffensperger, the Secretary of State, to keep counting and, overturn the election results in various counties in Georgia. And now what they've done is they have stripped whoever is functioning as Raffensperger. At this point, it's Raffensperger, but the Secretary of State.
Raffensperger, you said it 3 times, so I had to correct you.
Of course, I'm mispronouncing it.
Yes.
And now the state legislature can do this. This is on top of other voting restrictions that they have imposed, including making it criminal to provide water for people who are waiting in long lines. But here is waiting in long lines to vote. Here's Brian Kemp. And one wonders if he brought this up because he's dealing with the criticism or if he thinks that there's value in him projecting this image of Jim Crow.
According to them, if you support voter ID for absentee ballots, you're a racist. According to them, if you believe in protecting the security and sanctity of the ballot box, you're a, quote, Jim Crow in a suit and tie, end quote. I've fought these partisan activists tooth and nail for over 10 years to keep our elections secure, accessible, and fair. Like before, I'm sure they will threaten, boycott, sue, demonize, and team up with their friends in the national media to call me everything in the book.
I think to a certain extent, part of this might be an attempt to sort of divert where the real power in this legislation is. It is, the more obvious stuff is the voter suppression. That is it depends on which studies you look at. Sometimes that can backfire, particularly in terms of who they're trying to suppress. But if you gain control over overturning the results and make that a function of the state legislature as opposed to a would-be professional's office, it really doesn't matter whether your vote suppression tactics work or not, because you can turn around and change the results.
It calls into question what he means by, they're ostensibly trying to protect the security of the ballot box and the beauty of our elections by making it so that elected representatives are the ones who are responsible for stacking the committee that would be overseeing the elections. Like, you just don't have to look too far into it to see how backwards and purposely so this is.
Yeah, exactly. And we will talk more about this with Alex Perrine in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with said Alex Perrine from the New Republic. Folks, today's show also sponsored by Freshly. Dinner time can be hectic and chaotic and difficult. Freshly's chefs take care of your meals a few nights a week, and what it does is it takes the pressure off of you. I've told this story many times now, but this is one of my best. This is one of the best, I think, sort of advertiser stories that we have.
Yeah.
My mom getting up there, my sisters and I wanted to make sure that she was eating properly, and so we decided to send her some meals that she could just heat up and eat, and we wanted them to be quality and delicious, and we wanted them to like them. But my mom would have never allowed us to do that, except for we told her, hey, this company called Freshly is advertising on Sam's show, and they've given him basically a lifetime of free meals, which incidentally does not happen. And she said, oh, okay, well, I'll try it. And she loved them. She kept to the point where it started to get a little bit awkward, because almost every, conversation I had with my mom, the first thing she said is thank you again for the meals, which, we were sending them to her, but she's like, and I've told all my friends to get it as well. And I'm so happy that they're advertising in her show. Well, yeah. They weren't advertising, but then just lo and behold, they came. They asked if they could advertise. And I was like, absolutely. Because Freshly offers chef-made, nutrient-packed, delicious meals. They deliver them directly to your door or to your mom's door. No cooking required. With Freshly, your meals arrive cooked and fresh every week. You can keep your fridge stocked, skip the trip to the store. Ordering is super easy. You go to Freshly.com. You choose from over 30 meals, like my mom's favorite, steak peppercorn. Or you can get sausage baked penne. You get the chicken pesto bowl. They have all sorts of delicious meals. Freshly can fit your lifestyle with a variety of plans and meals to pick from that works for your needs. And now our listeners can try Freshly for just $6.16 per meal. Your meals are ready to heat and enjoy in 3 minutes. Right now, Freshly's offering our listeners $40 off your first 2 orders when you go to Freshly.com/majority. Stop stressing about dinner. Go to Freshly.com/majority for $40 off your first 2 orders. That's Freshly.com/majority for $40 off your first 2 orders. Can't tell you enough how happy we've been with Freshly. My mom still continues to have 3 or 4 Freshly meals a week. Meanwhile, again, I don't even know.